About 8 years ago, a man named Veach walked out here, supposedly, never walked back. Somewhere in this mountain range, he found the M cave. That'll give us 7.5, almost 8 miles for the day. All right, checking the GPS, we're about halfway there. I'm getting tired. Now, if you look, you can see an M cave up there. That's not the one we went to. This is it. This is the cave. Just to give you some background, this is the Death Hike MK Found video, and I do respond to everybody's comments. I try to. There are hundreds of comments of all my videos, and I really love it. Please keep them coming. A lot of the viewers are really sharp-eyed and see things that I normally wouldn't see, and that's the case in this particular video. Now, this valley was south of Picture Canyon, and it was a valley that there was a lot of caves in. I did find an M cave in this valley. I can't say it's the one Kenny Veach spoke of. It's similar and kind of fits the description. It's the closest thing to the M cave I found out there. So judge for yourself if this is what he was talking about or not. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. There's no way to know for sure. But what you did see was a small cave out there. An eagle-eyed user thought they saw a skull. So let's go ahead and find that comment. And it was a user, Infinite91. Anyone noticed at 919 when checking out that little cavity top center screen looks like a skull? Even zoomed in, it looks like a skull. Let's take a look and see what he's talking about. Interesting little cavity. Did you catch that? Did you see the skull in there? Let's go back a little bit and take another look. So there it is right there. You can see 2 eyes, possibly a nose, and some teeth right here. So it just looked like a face. It's an unusual land feature. I mean, one could even say this looks like a monkey here. You know, an arrowhead, maybe another face right here. It's really hard to say. Your eyes play tricks on you. But the question is this a natural formation? Is it a skull? What is it? So I thought it deserved a closer look, so I took a trek out there to find out more. Here's where it is on Google Earth. All right, so go to Google Earth real quickly. Let's search for Las Vegas, and I will show you exactly where this cave is that we're looking for, just to kind of give you an idea how remote it is. So here's Las Vegas, of course. If you were to go north of Las Vegas, out Corn Creek Road, of course, into the Sheep Range, up Alamo Road here. This section of mountains is where Kenny Veach used to do his hike. 10 miles around this mountain right here. Here's the mine somewhere around here. This is Picture Canyon. This is where we've been focusing. Let me go ahead and change orientation here really quick. And Picture Canyon is where most of our expeditions have been focused. But where we're going, where we went, is closer down here. I forget which one of the canyons. I think it's this one. I'm not 100% sure. It might even be this one over here. But it's one of these smaller canyons that I found the M Cave and the Skull Cave here. In fact, there's even been some chatter online about the actual M Cave being in one of these canyons here. I know Kenny said the M Cave was out here somewhere, but look, when people pointed out this skull inside the cave here, I thought for sure it was in Picture Canyon. Went to the exact point I thought it was, but it wasn't. I was mistaken. It was actually in this other valley I explored out here somewhere. So without further ado, let's load up and take a quick expedition out there and see once and for all, is this a skull? Is it a natural land feature, or what is this? If you're ready, let's do it. The Desert National Wildlife Refuge is a vast wilderness about 30 minutes north of Las Vegas. These mountains you see in front of you are the Sheep Range. About 8 years ago, a man named Kenny Veach walked out here, supposedly, never walked back. Now this first set of mountains right here, if you look all the way where the mountain goes, it kind of ends, this first set of mountains here, right around that corner,
about 4 miles or so north. It's Wild Horse Pass, and the mine that Kenny Veach cell phone was found at. So he parked his truck out there. He walked around this entire mountain range. It's about a 10-mile hike. Somewhere in this mountain range, he found the M Cave. Claimed to have found the M Cave. Now, he said he saw it in Picture Canyon, but there's been things out here that I thought I saw, and I was wrong. I had to rewatch my video to see, and this is just one of them. So these adventures are as much yours as they are mine. Several of you watching my videos, specifically the MK Found video, have said that you saw what appeared to be a skull or a demon face, some kind of a face, in the back of a small cave in one of these valleys. I am 98% sure that I know where that little mini cave is. It's about a mile or so out that way, and we're going to hike to it today to see once and for all. Is there a skull in there? Is it a demon face, or is it just a natural rock formation? Probably a natural rock formation, but we're gonna find out today. So I've got about 1 p.m. on the clock. It's about 85 degrees, and yeah, this is not first thing in the morning. It's a little late in the afternoon out here, if in case you haven't noticed. It's about 12:30 right now, 1:45, 85 degrees with a breeze. We're getting a much later start than normal, and the reason for that is we just finished filming Death Hike Beast Part 2. So that was about 4.5 miles, and if that wasn't grueling enough, we're getting ready to do another 3 miles out in the desert. It's about 1.5 miles each way. Shouldn't be anything really extreme. I'm tired, but I'm not beat, so I think we could do it. Straight out that way, you could see is Mount Charleston, and that's the highway out there, so we do have a cell signal. I'm going to come to the edge of this little embankment here, and I'm going to go down, and we're going to head straight across the desert into a little small canyon out there that is south of Picture Canyon, and that little canyon has the closest thing to an M cave that I found out here. It also has another little small cave that you folks have said you've seen a face or a skull inside. We're gonna go check that out. I don't think it's too far. I don't think we have to go anything over really grueling, but we're gonna head out there and take a look and see what it is. I mean, I've always said, if you guys see something, please point it out, comment down below, and I'll go check it out on a later expedition. This one here, several of you have said at different times that you saw something in that cave. We're gonna go out there and find out what it is. All right, fresh battery in the GoPro. I told you I just finished filming Death Hike Beast 2, and that was about 4.5 miles. So it was grueling, but I mean, we've been out there before. I'm used to hiking this stuff. So we're not as rested as we could be. It was about 30 minutes or so between that point and this one, so there's a slight rest. Plus, I stopped and had a short lunch, freeze-dried food as usual, because it's easy to carry. And I topped off my water. I didn't really plan to bring extra food out here for this or even have lunch, but fortunately I always carry freeze-dried food and a few extra waters in my truck, so I was able to top off and bring some extra food out here just in case. Because something happens, you break a leg, you get injured, you're stuck out here for any period of time. Going without food and water is definitely not a good thing to do when you're stuck in the middle of the desert. So it's 1:45. You can notice the position of the sun up in the sky, about halfway to sundown. In the summertime, it's usually not this far along, but in the wintertime, after daylight savings times, it'll get dark at 4 p.m. here in the Vegas area. It sucks, but if you can do things at night, I guess it's kind of good if you like the darkness, but for someone who likes to go out during the day, it's not that great. But that's what happens. So we should be back plenty of time before sundown. I'm only hoping a couple hours out here, you know, maybe 2 hours if we're lucky. We're gonna hike out to this little mini valley where I found that MK before, and I'll show it to you up on the hill once we pass it, and then go a little further through some rocks where there's a little small cave, too small to crawl into, but I could certainly get the GoPro in there, and we'll see, is that really a skull in there, or is it a natural rock formation? It's kind of like the face on Mars, where people thought they saw a face, but it really wasn't. So we'll find out soon enough. Let's keep going through this desert. Shouldn't really get any much rougher than what you're seeing right now. Maybe some hills to go up and down, small ones, but for the most part, this is it. Came up a small hill. I don't know if you can see the truck way out there. It's half a mile or so away, which reminds me I better start my hiking app on the Apple Watch. Sometimes I forget to start it. So whatever we end up at, just add half a mile to. All right, right up there, you can see where that mountain kind of comes down in the center of the screen. That's where we gotta go. Right up there and hang a right into that little valley, and it should be up there. Now, Kenny Veach did walk along this path. I'm assuming he was close to the mountains because he went up there towards the end of Joe May Road. But where I parked, based on Google Earth, it should be the closest spot to where we're going, I believe. I'm not sure. Looks like it. But Kenny Veach definitely walked along this area. And these mountains here, this is the whole mountain range he walked around. He said it was 10 miles. Yeah, it was these mountains. So based on what he said, if the M cave exists, it is in these mountains. Unless he's so mistaken that it's somewhere else completely. He was looking for it in Picture Canyon. He could have been mistaken and it's somewhere else entirely, because I've been to Picture Canyon, didn't see it. But if there is an M cave, it is somewhere in these mountains. You just gotta hike out there and see for yourself. Unless you have a helicopter and can fly low for hours at a time over these mountains looking for it. And even then, there's no guarantee. Sometimes you just gotta head out across the desert and see what you can see. Whenever I come across big rocks like this in the middle of the desert, I always wonder how they got there. Was it some ancient volcanic eruption that maybe threw it off miles where it originally came from? It's really hard to say. I will say this, that on the other side of that mountain, there's some rocks like this that kind of by itself in the middle of the desert that I found some petroglyphs on. Now this one doesn't look like it has petroglyphs. Kind of hard to tell. Maybe there's some design on there, but it doesn't look man-made. But there are definitely petroglyphs and identifiable animals and people on there that ancient Native Americans have made. And that was in a valley on the other side of these mountains. So, you know, it's just weird to see things like that out here and kind of wonder how it happened. How many millions of years have they been out here like that? Now, the last couple of videos involve Picture Canyon, and that's farther north from here, about a 30-minute drive on dirt north of here. And the terrain here is a little bit different. So you're seeing things that you haven't seen in my videos for a little while. Right now, we're going on a downhill incline, so it's relatively easy. Unfortunately, we got to come back up this incline on the way back. But like I said, where we're going is pretty much right over there, between those two mountains. If you can see it right in the dead center of the screen, that's where we're going. So it's a hefty walk, but I've done it before. And if I remember correctly, this shouldn't be more than three miles so total. That'll give us 7.5, almost 8 miles for the day. And I think our record out here is 9 miles. Kenny, of course, is 10, walking around this mountain. So he says. Now check this out, this ancient root or tree trunk or something. Looks just like a perfect little volcano, doesn't it? You can see inside it's hollow. But it's not, it's some kind of an ancient, probably yucca tree or something like that, I guess. That broke off. It's really old. Things don't break down in the desert because it's so dry out here. Look at how wet Florida is recently. You just don't see that kind of stuff in Las Vegas and Nevada in the dry desert out here because it gets so little rain. So without water, things in the desert are preserved really well. And you come across things that have been here a while. Sun's definitely out. I put on a copious amount of sunscreen, and I am wearing a boonie hat that helps tremendously with the sun. But without that sunscreen and some kind of a hat, I mean, that would just be nuts coming out here. So if you come out hiking like this, you really got to be prepared. And little things, you know, a little bit of sunscreen, it makes a world of difference. A lot of people that come out in the wilderness, they're just not prepared. Myself personally, I try to over prepare for things if at all possible, and try not to get myself into situations I can't get out of. I probably should have came out here another time when I'm more rested, but I think I can do it. I don't, like I said, I'm tired, I'm not beat, so shouldn't be that big of a deal. Just walk out there and over this terrain and walk back if I get tired. Stop and take a rest, walk a little bit more, and worst case scenario, it's a wide open area. And I mean, it's not gonna get uncomfortably cold later. It's not uncomfortably hot right now. It's a decent time to go out. It's October 1st, 2022. So the weather's on our side. I did throw an extra freeze-dried food in the backpack, and we've got some water, at least half a Camelback, so I think we'll be okay. And we'll just have a nice leisurely hike out there and accomplish what we set out to do. Now, as far as navigation goes, I've got, I think, 2 bars on the phone, so we're fine. That's the highway way out there, so we've got cell signal, even though it's extremely remote out here. And even if we didn't, I've got a compass, and even if we didn't, this mountain range here, basically follow this mountain range and skirt the bottom of the mountain, and that'll lead us out there to Joe May Road, and that'll get us back to the truck. So it's kind of hard to get lost out here, which kind of shows you if Kenny Veach did get lost out here, what happened to him. I mean, yeah, he could have fallen and broken his leg and became immobilized even out here in the middle of the desert, and may come across a skeleton out here. It's hard to say. I mean, that could definitely happen, but for the most part, this isn't like Mount Charleston over there where Rock Stanley disappeared and passed away on the trail. Up there, it's easy to get lost. Out here is a wide open area, so it's a little bit harder. It looks like a road, but it's not. It's a wash, which means in time of rain, this turns into a raging river for a short period of time. Now, if you notice, I'm not using GPS or compass or anything, because I know that if I skirt these mountains far enough, that'll take us to that little valley we're looking for. That valley that's south of Picture Canyon, where I found the closest thing to an M cave, and that kind of devil face skull at the end of the cave we're looking for. Should be there somewhere. All right, checking the GPS, we're about halfway there. I was hoping we'd be further along, but it is what it is. So we've come about a mile so far, and we've still got a ways to go, so it should be straight that way. A little more than halfway there. You can see that kind of mountain with those little pocket caves way up there in the direct center of the screen. That we're going to be going just to the right of that, so just past this ridge to the right of that mountain, and then up into that little valley is where we're supposed to be going. So we got some downs and some ups to traverse, but we'll make it. I'm a little tired. Like I said, we did 4.5 miles filming the Beast Part 2, and we've already been out here a mile, 0.60 miles, 16 minutes, and 26-foot elevation gain, so it's relatively flat out here, with the exception of these kind of ups and downs. So I'm not in a hurry. I'm just taking my time. I don't want to overexert myself. It's not blistering hot, so for now, for the time being, we're fine. We're just taking our time trying to get there to this little cave, because I don't know when else we're going to be able to trek out there and see it. All right, quick check of the GPS. We're on the right track. It's not as close or as easy as I thought, but it's in that canyon dead ahead. So we're getting there. Now, somewhere out here I know is a wash. It's uphill, but it leads directly in the canyon. I think this is that wash. So I'm gonna follow this, try to get up there. Now, coming back will be easy. At least till we get to some of these hills we gotta climb back up, but for the most part, coming down this will be easier. It's just an uphill incline right now. It is uphill. It's almost like some strange gravitational force is holding me back. That's what it feels like. Because it's an effort to climb over this stuff. You know, wash around here somewhere. I don't know if you can see on the side of that hill, there's kind of a triangle shape or an A-shaped cave. I know we're on the right track. I've seen that before. That leads into that little valley where the supposed M cave is that we found. Weird thing about that valley is several other folks online have referenced the M cave being in there. So who knows, there could be some truth to it. Let's head on in there and find out. May not feel like it, but it's the 1 mile mark. We're heading that valley. about 125 feet elevation gain, so not tremendous hills like to walk out to Picture Canyon, but you can see we did have to traverse the open desert, and where we're going, you can't really see it's a valley, but trust me, it's there. And in that valley is a cave, which people say is some strange face. We'll find out soon enough. We just got to get up this hill through this wash into that valley and find that cave. And I'm somewhat certain I can find it. So let's press on. Semi-familiar territory. This is the wash that leads in the valley, but it is an uphill climb, more so than Picture Canyon. And this, I believe, is going to be our third time out here. So it's not too much longer, but we're definitely going slow. Uphill like a cement mixture going up a really steep hill. Just going real slow, pacing myself. Coming back should be easier, but we're almost there. Let's keep on pressing on. All right, there's the canyon up there. That little cave with the demon head is in there somewhere, as is the M cave that I found. So I'm tired because this is a big uphill incline. Once I get in the canyon, a little bit of shade, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we'll press on. Let's keep going. I'm sitting here in the shade, just in the middle of the path, up against a cliff by a small cave. You can see about my shoe, it's not that big. I'm getting tired, so I just want to take a quick break here. About 6 miles today so far, and I have at least another 2 to go. So in just a minute here, I'm going to get up and we're going to continue our journey. But like I said, I'm getting a little tired. Feel fine. I will make it back. I've been more tired before, but just need to take a quick break is all. I don't even want to see inside this cave. So there it is. Nothing special, just a small cave. And we're coming out, and you can see, in comparison to my foot, it's not that big of a cave. It's a mouse hole. Cave we're looking for is out there. So we've taken a short break, sat here in the shade. Let's press on and get to where we're going. Hopefully it shouldn't be much longer. After that long trek in the desert, 1.41 miles, 45 minutes, 325 feet elevation gain, we've arrived. So somewhere out here, high up there, is a M cave we found. Now if you look, you could see an M cave up there. That's not the one we went to, but it's definitely in the shape of an M on the side of a mountain, about my height, deep and dark, just like Kenny said. But he said it's ground level. That's definitely not ground level. It's kind of a big hike to get to it. The small cave we're looking for that has that kind of demon face in it is in these rocks somewhere. We've got to come up a little bit, and I believe it's on the left side. And it's a small cave, probably 1 to 2 feet high. In that cave is where it is. I'll know it if I see it. So it can't be too much farther from here, because remember, it's not too much farther. But this, unlike Picture Canyon, this valley has got some caves in it. So let's press on. And like always, if you see something that I don't, please mention in the comments. It's the whole reason we're out here in the first place, because of your comments. Looking around, it looks like a petroglyph, but it's not, just a discoloration of the rock. But up there you can see some more caves. Doesn't look like they go in very far, but it's hard to say. Like I said, this valley, unlike Picture Canyon, has got some caves in it. So you never know what you'll find. A lot of times I'll find something different every time I come out here. So I'm gonna take my time, go over these rocks until we can find that small cave and stick the GoPro in with the light on and see, is that a buried skull? Is it a demon face? Or is it absolutely nothing? We'll find out soon enough. I'm gonna roll film on this just to show you how rugged some of the stuff is that we're climbing over today. I don't expect you really to get smoother after this point. And the cave we're coming to is not too much further and should be on the left side. I'm fairly certain I'll know it if I see it. Up there, I'm not gonna climb up there, and I'm not gonna climb up to these caves up there. It's just too, it's too strenuous, it's too grueling. You know, and I know we just came about 1.5 miles right now. keep in mind, we did 4.5 miles earlier today, filming the Beast Part 2. So this isn't after a good night's sleep. This is after doing a marathon hike that a lot of people wouldn't do. We may almost be there, if I remember correctly. Should be around here somewhere. Now, when you guys first pointed this out, I was sure that this was in Picture Canyon, but it wasn't. It's out here, and it's somewhere in like a rock outcropping, like around here somewhere, but it's not there. Like I said, I'll know it if I see it because I think I need to climb over it. Out there. This is it. This is the cave. We're here. All right, so this little kind of cave here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shine the GoPro in, and then I'm gonna pull out the big flashlight. Yeah, I see it. It looks natural, but turn the GoPro light here. All right, GoPro light is on, and we're coming in here, and I'm gonna show you. First thing I'm doing is looking to make sure there's no black widows. Now you can see right here, there's the demon face. And you can see it clearly with the GoPro light. There's spider webs up there, so I don't want to get too close, but there's the demon face. Is that the face of a demon? No, it's rocks. And you can see up close, see the eyes right there? It looks like skeleton eyes, but it's not. And then some of these rocks could be a mouth. That outcropping right there, but it's not. I mean, it's clearly, I mean, look. That's not a demon face. That's just rocks. But I told you we'd come out here. I said if you see something strange, we'll be out here, and here we are. Checking it out from all angles. Feel free to pause the video if you want to really close shot, but this is it. It's no demon face, it just looks like it because of discolored rocks. It's no skull. Now those of you that said you saw the crystal skull in the Kenny Beach mine video, was it really a skull or was it something like this? You can't really be sure. Just like the face on Mars. It's hard to say. Is it a face or is it something else? You can't really tell. Just trying to look at it from all angles. There's a mosquito buzzing around here. There's a mosquito buzzing around here, so I'm trying to avoid getting bit by him. But I just, like I said, we came out here to film this and show you what it was, and by golly, that's what we did. It was a hell of a trek getting out here, but here we are, and there's the face. So, I'm satisfied that it's not a skull. It just looked like it. So here we are in that little cave, and if you're ready, let's get out of here. All right, was it a face? No. And we're coming out here, and you can see the valley of caves. The hill is so full of caves. Sometimes your eyes play tricks on you. Sometimes you see patterns in rocks that look like things that they really aren't. Sometimes you see faces. Sometimes it's real, sometimes it's not real. Looking around these cliffs, looks like the rocks could be marked, could be lettering, it's hard to say. But one thing's for sure, if you come around here and look in that cave, there's no skull and there's no face. So with that being said, I got 1.46 miles on the clock. We're at right about an hour, 350 feet elevation gain. For the most part, we're going downhill. Let's go ahead and call it a day and head back to the truck. The video's not over. I'm gonna film anything interesting on the way as always, but that's it. We made the trek out here. We saw what we need to see, and hopefully your curiosity is satisfied. But like I said, you see something that I don't, mention in the comments, and I may come out here again and check it out, because this channel is as much yours as it is mine. So all right, this is where we just were. Little cave is out there, and basically gonna follow this wash right out of the valley. See caves up in the hill and whatnot. I'm tired, not dead tired, I'll make it. Should be just under 1.5 miles to get back. And good part of it's downhill, which is great news. Now, I don't have a cooler full of beer in the truck like Kenny Veach did, but I can assure you, once I go home and take a shower, lay in bed tonight, it's gonna be just as refreshing. I shouldn't have any problem falling asleep. Now, the first time I came in this valley, this is probably the first hike that I did, is this valley, because I had a word from a couple of YouTubers the MK was out here. And based on what I've seen, it was right here somewhere. The MK was right on the side of this mountain, but it's not, as you can see. It's not, but this is exactly where I expected it to be. Now, there was an MK farther up the valley and up on the hillside. It wasn't the shape of an M. It was a little bit deep and dark, about my height or Kenny Veach's height. Closest thing I've seen to an M cave out here, but for the most part, no, I haven't really seen anything else. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna follow this wash all the way down, skirt the side of the mountain, same path Kenny Veach did, head back to the truck. Almost 2 p.m., hottest part of the day, but we've got some wind and we're going downhill, and the Boonie Hatch shading us from the sun. So right now we're good to go. A little over 1 mile, we're back at the truck. Some rugged terrain, but we'll make it. Remember how we're out of breath coming up this wash, heading in there in that heat? Well, with this cool breeze, downhill incline, it's significantly easier, which is great news. Got a few hills we got to get over, but we'll do it. 1.79 miles so far round trip, and should be right at 3 miles we get back to the truck. It's really windy, so you can't really hear me too well. But out here you come across rocks like this that are almost volcanic. See? Almost looks volcanic. But I don't know of any volcanoes out here. The wind's blowing really well, and it feels good since we're in the middle of the desert. Well, we gotta go straight ahead, down through this valley and up the other side. So let's keep on moving and get through this. All right, so there's a valley we just came from. Here's where we gotta go. I just checked GPS. I was hoping to go this kind of small easy hill, but the short distance between 2 points is a straight line, which unfortunately takes us over that really big hill. So that's where we've got to go. Straight ahead to the truck that way, about 1 mile or so. Not a big deal. Well, it kind of is, because I think I've done about 6 today. 6 miles. But we'll make it. At the top of the hill. Valley we were just in is way over there. So we're making progress. Man, I'm getting tired. You see the moon coming up already over those mountains. And if you can see in the video the moon, I don't know if you can, but that's Black Gate Canyon out there. Did a hike out there before. Truck is straight this way somewhere, so that's where we're going through the open desert. I'm tired. I've got plenty of energy to keep going, but you know, I'll admit I'm tired. It's been a long day. It's a long week. But we found the cave. We saw the demon head. Realized it's just a trick of the lighting. Strange rock formation. An actual demon head. But we had to go out and check because you never know. Maybe that's what that skull in the Kenny Veach mine was that so many of you saw. Hard to say. Let's keep going over these little hills with these washes. Way out there, about a mile or so, that's where the truck is. So let's keep pressing on. No sooner did you come up one small hill and you look off in the distance, see others. So yeah, we've got to go way out there. Down through the valley, back up the hill, straight out that way. Making progress. See a hill way over there where we just were. And when I said that hill, we got to go down and back up. Well, this is it. We're going back up already. So we're getting closer. Showing 2 miles, 2.49 miles on the clock. Almost an hour and a half. 4.24 elevation gain. We're making it. Not too much longer. Maybe half a mile or so to the truck over rough terrain. We'll get there. So it's coming up here. Got a light pole here. That's not a light pole. It's a yucca tree with some kind of yucca fruit on there. Dried. So I've heard you can eat this stuff. I don't know if I'd try it myself, but at any rate, it's dried. They're green earlier in the season. The tree itself is dead. All right. Let's head up this hill. Go where we gotta go. Sometimes you need two hands. But one's gonna have to do. And I know if you're just now tuning in, I know helmet mount, all that other stuff, but you know what? We don't have a helmet mount. For the most part, this floaty stick works fine. Just a few times I could use two hands. See, position of the sun started this morning. It was all the way over there behind these mountains. So we've been out here a while. It's been a long day, but we're almost there. Straight that direction to the truck. Can't see it, but I just checked GPS. I know it's there. Just keep going. We'll make it. Thought I heard rattling. Hear it? I don't think it's a rattlesnake. I think it's some kind of insect. I don't see nothing in there, but I hear it. Got a little ways to go. Seemed like a long ways. Top of this ridge line here, hopefully it's all downhill from there. Maybe half a mile to the truck or so. I'm tired, but I'm doing fine. It is a grueling hike today. According to GPS, we're real close. Should be, get to the top of this hill, we might be able to see it. So we're gonna keep going on. I'm tired of being out in the desert. Tired of hiking. My legs have plenty of energy left, but I could sure use to relax. It was a rough week, but we're almost there, and we will make it. This last part is uphill, and I've got some energy left, so we'll do it. We've come a long way. Way out there's where we were. I don't know if you can see, but that's the truck on the horizon. We're almost there. Maybe a quarter mile or so. Keep pressing on. I'll tell you what, if it was much more than half a mile, I probably wouldn't do it. We've been out since sunup, and it's just, I think it's just too much. So for Kenny Veach to say he did 40 miles a day or so, no, that's not happening. 10 miles, yeah, you could do it, but 40 miles, no. You're out here a few days, yeah, it's possible. It's still gonna wear the hell out of you. Right now, today, we're at almost 7 miles. And I'm tired. So we're almost there. Keep on plugging away. All right. On the clock, we have almost exactly 3 miles. That's combined with the 4.5 we did for filming Beast 2, that's 7.5 miles today. That's the truck on the horizon. So we just gotta get through some of these rough terrain and get up to it, and that's it. We'll call it a day. You guys saw that demon face in a little cave and pointed out to me, and I went out there and checked it out. Turned out to be nothing but just lighting, and the rocks made it look like a face. It really wasn't, but it was still worth checking out. So That's it for this hike. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like hikes like this and going out in the desert where you never know what you're gonna find, this is the place for you. If you want to know when I post new videos, subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified. I appreciate it. My subscribers are a measure of how popular the videos are, and let's face it, if you guys didn't like these death hike videos, I wouldn't be doing them. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Until the next time, see you in the next adventure.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the videos, please subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified when I post a new one. All of my videos are unscripted as they happen. I can't promise they'll be exciting, but I can promise they'll be 100% real. My name is Steve from Las Vegas, and these are my adventures.